work with 8085 simulator, we need the simulator jar file and as well as the link for the JavaScript installation file. So now I will show you from where you can get the 8085 simulator downloadable jar file. It's a JavaScript file, so that is why it is Java file. So first you go to the Google search, give just 8085 simulator. So there you could see GetItHub. So in this GetItHub you can get the 8085 simulator. So go down here, so 8085 GetItHub, so getithub.io, just click this. So below that you could see this is the snapshot for which we are going to work with 8085 simulator. So below this you could see the recommended download 8085 simulator version 2. Just you download this and store it in the desktop or in your system, so that once if you open up you should get this type of window in your screen. If you are not getting that properly, once if you download that and if you open up, if it is not available, then you have to go and download this Java script file, so that you could get the Java file installed in your system, so that once after installing this Java installation, if you open up this compiler.jar, 8085 compiler.jar, it will definitely open up and you could get this simulator in your screen. So once if you get this compiler open up, then you can easily proceed with the 8085 simulator programs. All programs you can be simulated using this 8085 simulator, as well as you can even visualize this using the virtual 8085 microprocessor kit. So today we are going to see how to work with 8085 simulator. 8085 microprocessor is a 8-bit microprocessor. So once if you have got the idea of architecture of 8085 microprocessor, then it is easy for you people to understand the simulation part of 8085 compiler. So now let us start how to work with 8085 simulator or compiler. So once if you open up the 8085 compiler jar file, it will open up like this. So this is the window in which we will normally use to program for the 8085 microprocessor. So here the right side is the most important in the 8085 simulator, whereas in the left side we are going to program our 8085 assembly language program will be written here, and based on that the output will be checked at the right side slides. So at the right side, if you could see, we have registers. So in this registers you have normally A register, the accumulator, B register, C register, D, E, H, L, and the memory, which is the M register in 8085. Memory is always denoted as M. Along with that we have flag register. Flag register, we have normally 5 flag registers bits in 8085, that is sign flag, zero flag, auxiliary carry, parity, and the original carry. Along with that we have different important registers which are all stack pointer, the HL memory pointer, the program status word, which is once again the flag register, the program counter, which will decide at what memory location the address starts with, the program starts with. Along with that we have sim register as well as rim registers. So this is a group of registers. Whatever registers we find in the architecture of 8085, all will be present in this simulator. So this is the window, this is the memory. Actually our first one is register, now I am showing it as memory. So in this memory window alone you could see how the hex codes. Generally in 8085 the programs will be converted, the mnemonics will be converted into hex codes. That hex codes can be viewed in this memory address. Once if you open up the simulator for the first time, you could see that defaultly this memory range starts from 0000 to FFFF. 0000 to FFFF, but here it is showing 8000. For that, first and foremost thing is you must go to the settings, set this memory range, and you could first change that to 8000 to FFFF, because in 8085 microprocessor kit, for example in 8085 microprocessor kit, always we used to start from 8000. So this is our general microprocessor 8085 kit. We normally used to start the program from 8000, assuming that from the remaining before that 8000 there is some software machine codes would be stored for understanding the instructions of 8085. So we do not disturb the remaining addresses from 000 to 8000. So in that context, the first and foremost thing what we should do is we must change the settings, set memory range to 8000 to FFFF, which will feel very easy to understand after programming this, because we normally start the program from 8000. Then the third one is the devices, where you can interface any devices you want. So here it is the memory locations where the IO port editor is available, but you do not have IO ports in 8085. This is just to as a virtual interfacing memory addresses was shown here. This was not important now because we are going to deal some small programs. So at this point of time, the registers, where all registers are most importantly given here along with the memory. So now once if you start programming this, it will become very easy for anyone to learn to work with this 8085 simulator. Now let me start with a small addition program. So first we will check out how the program has to be worked with, and where to save the program, and how to view the result of this program, and how could we visually see that in the microprocessor trainer kit. So that is also possible here. So that is what we are going to check up with this. So now let us start with a small 8085 addition of two 8-bit numbers. So the program, I will type it in the notepad so that it will be visible for the viewers. So now let us start the first program with addition of two 8-bit numbers in 8085 simulator. So whenever if I say 8-bit number, so we are not going to give 8-bit number inside this 8085 simulator. So you would be knowing it. So in 8085 microprocessor, the digits, the values what we give is always with the 16 base, that is hexadecimal code. So even though I say 8-bit, it is not 8-bit. We have to give in hexa only. The value should be given as 8-bit, hexadecimal codes. Okay, now we will try to add two numbers. So for that, the first instruction, is MVI some A comma 89. This sketch is also somewhere required because it is hexadecimal, so to show that we have to use this H. Then I am using another register. Let us take it as some 78H. So two values are being given for the program. Now just add B, that is the instruction for adding two values which are present in the two registers. So when I say add B, it is wholly understood as it is A plus B, and the answer would be stored once again in the A, because A is a very important register in 8085 simulator, 8085 microprocessor, because A is an accumulator. So first value is loaded in accumulator, second value is loaded in B register. Now when I say add B, it is A plus B, and the answer would be stored in accumulator itself. The answer would be reframed, stored at the accumulator itself. So once if you want to show the carry also, whereas here you would not get, maybe you would be getting carry. So in that context we have to go with jump if no carry. Maybe you would have known how to program this and all, but here the concept, the main part of the lecture is to show how to work with 8085 simulator. Here I am not going to concentrate on how to program this addition of two 8-bit number. So in that context I am going to work with the programming, I mean the 8085 compiler only. So for that we require a C register for storing the carry. Whenever if a carry exists, we have to store it in the C register. So for that we have increment C. So whenever if a carry exists, you have to increment, otherwise you must come out of that incrementing C. You should not increment that C register. Straight away you must come out and store it in, for example, 8500. So the answer would be stored in 8500 memory location. Maybe it will be present in the accumulator, but generally always we need to store it in the memory. We have to check out in the memory location for the output address. So in that context it is STA. STA stands for the store the value of accumulator. Whatever stored in the accumulator, that is the answer would be stored in the accumulator, that will be stored in this memory location 8500. Now we need that carry also. So for carry, the important thing is we have to transfer this carry value, that is whatever stored in the C register should be transferred to accumulator. Now again it is STA 8501. So that is in 8501 you might get the carry value. If carry is there, it will show it in this 8501. If it is not there, it may not show. Sometimes it may show 00, or sometimes it may not even show this carry if carry doesn't exist. So now it closes the halt, that is the stopping the program. So this is the program. Just I am going to copy this and put it in the assembler. Now I am going to come, actually I have typed it in the notepad. Now from the note, this is for to make you visible this program. I have typed it in the notepad. Once if I copy that from the notepad, I am storing it in the assembler. Now you could see it was stored, so 2 times I have stored. So this is the program which is stored in the assembler. Now once if the program is being loaded, once if the program is being you can type the program straight away, or you can store it. Why I have not typed the program? Because it will not be visible in the screen. So that is why it is very smaller here, it is looking like. So that is why I typed that in the notepad, which will be visible for the viewers. Now after that, once you can try it within this assembler itself, straight away you can type it. Once if you type it, you just go to that save assembly language code. So once if you save this, you can save in a new, let us assume I am storing it with a new name, it is addition and new. So new addition, I am saving it. So now once if you save that program, look at here, it was disassembled in a proper, that is assembled in a proper way. That is, you have the machine code here, that is MVIA is 3E, then this 89 is loaded in the next address, and the program started from 8000 because in default I have given it starts from 8000. So that is why whatever program I type, it will always start from 8000. So listen carefully here, this is the editor. In editor I have just loaded the program. I didn't say you have to start from 8000, but the assembler has started from 8000 because the memory range started from 8000. I have already changed this using the settings. So automatically whenever if I program this, when I am trying to save the program, it automatically assembled in a proper memory location starting from 8000. So you could see that program, whatever which is being written in this assembler, I mean in this editor, has been assembled properly. That is, the first instruction is MVIA, 89, which was available here, whereas the second instruction is B, 78, which is shown here. Likewise, every instruction is being assembled properly along with the memory location. So even the loop also have occurred correctly. Where should that loop should go? Everything has been exactly appearing here. If you look at here, JNC L1, so L1 is 8000B, so 8000B is appearing here. So the program is properly assembled. Now our aim is to check the output. Here I have given 89 and 78. First we will calculate the hexadecimal value for the two numbers what we try to add in the calculator. After that we will check the output whether it is right or not. So first one is 89, now 78, two values are added. Now it's 101 should come, that is 01 should come in 8500, which is an 8-bit memory location. In 8500 you must get this 01, whereas in 8501 you must get this 1, which is the carry. So likewise I must get the output. Let us check the output. I am not concentrating on how to program here, I am just concentrating here how to work with this 8085 compiler or simulator. So now once if the assembler, we know the result is 101, so we should get 101. So now just I am run all time. Now if you look at here, in 8500 I am getting 01, so that is this 01, this 01, and in 8501 I am getting another 01, which is the carry value. So before running this I was not having these two addresses. Once if I run this, I am getting these two addresses saying the answer should come in 8500 and 8501. So now let us check the same program with different value. For already I have given 89. Let us try with a little bigger number. For example, it is some alphabet numbers. So it is AB. So which is preceded with 0. Next it is, let us take it as some CD, which is preceded with 0. Now let us try for once again the values whether we will check. So first we will compile this. So first go for file, save it. So let us save with the same name. Because I am not going to change that. So here it is A, AB, B, CD. Now if you look at here, 8500 is not available, 8501 is not available. So here alone the answer will come. So now since the program is now reloaded, you are not getting that memory location 8500 or 501. Now we will run this. Let us check that one, but before that we will find out the answer. For that we have to compare it with the simulator. So in that context, it is first one is AB, next it is added with CD. Now it's 178, that is 78 should come in 8500 and 01 should appear in the 8501. So let us check that one. So 178, so please remember that value. Now I am going to run. So we should get here, that is 78 and 01. Let us check that one. Now it is not available. You can clearly view here, that is 78 and 01 will appear here, but now it is not available. Now I am say run all time. Now you could see we have 78 which is in 8500 and 01 which is available from 8501. So that is 178, that is 78 and 1 carry, so that was available here. So likewise we have to program. So the process of working with 8085 simulator is, in the left side of the editor we have to program, and we have to save this using this file. First you have to save it. Once if you have saved, automatically it will get assembled like this. If any error appears, it would clearly show here. If any error appears, for example, assume that I am using an instruction wrongly. It is not a correct instruction here. Now let me try for saving this. Now you could see there was a error. So this red color intimates that there is a error in this program. So you have to change certain things. So that is actually it is a wrong instruction. So we have to use it as MVI. So now if you check for the saving purposes, so it will save properly and it will get assembled. So once if it is assembled, it is correct, then you can proceed for the answer. So this is how we have to work with 8085 simulator. Actually this edit tools, there are some other options also. That is not much important, but once if you open up the simulator, first and foremost thing is you must set the memory range from 8000 to FFFFF. So it will be very easy for every people who can easily work with this 8085 simulator. And we have some more programs also. You could example programs are also available. You can work with this example program. Now as I told you, you could see that in the 8085 microprocessor trainer kit also you can work it out. So now I'm just going to this view, opening up. You could see that trainer kit. So in this trainer kit also you can work with, once if the program is assembled properly, you can work with this virtual 8085 microprocessor kit. So there are some steps here. So we have some reset key, halt key, decrement, increment, go, execute, register, set memory. So first if you want to check the program, so if you want to check from 8000, we have the program which is loaded. So in 8003 should be available, in 8001 AB should be available. So that can be checked by using this. So you have to start with this exam memory. Normally in 8085 kit you could see that exam memory, maybe with different companies it would look different. So that is what here it is, exam memory. You have to click here, then the address is, starting address is 8000, so 8000. Then next in the sense here, okay, wait, I will tell you, that is 8000. So if I say the next, here it is the next, that is INR, that is increment register is this next. So just if you next go next, you could see every value which is appearing here. The next one is AB here, which is available in 8001. In 8002 it is 06. In 8003 it is CD. In 8004 it is 0E. Likewise you can check your machine codes in the proper memory location using this virtual microprocessor 8085 kit. So till 8012 we have the 76, which is the halt. Now if you want to check the output, already we have given the input values, which is A, B and CD. The answer is 178. Let us check in this microprocessor virtual kit itself. So for that, just give the reset. Once the program is loaded, just give reset, then go. Go is for execution. So go starting address is 8000, I'm giving 8000, then execute. So now the answer has come. Let us check that one. So for that you have to go to the address of 8500, because in 8500 alone 78 would come. In 8501 you could see 01. So again I'm going to 8500. Now if you could see 78 is appearing in 8500, which is the output. Then in 8501 you could see 01 appearing here. So this is how we have to check the output using the virtual microprocessor trainer kit. So in your laboratories you could see this 8085 microprocessor kit. You can work out in the real time manner. But now it is a simulator here. In this simulator, virtual microprocessor trainer kit is available. We can easily check out the output here in the memory location. But it is also possible in 8085 simulator, which is possibly you could view the as if it is a practical working purposes. You could work up with this 8085 simulator, that is the virtual trainer kit. So that is for now. We have just worked out with addition program. Now you can easily change the program to subtraction or multiplication, division. Likewise you can work out. So all the programs can be visually shown up here using the microprocessor kit. Once if you assemble properly, the program will be loaded in this microprocessor kit. So for that you must go to the view 8085 microprocessor trainer kit. You could see that. So you could get the program whatever which is being simulated. First you get the result from here. Once if it is correct, then you can easily visualize using the virtual microprocessor trainer kit. Okay, now with this we will stop today. We will go for any other programs, some bigger programs in the later sessions. Now for this time it is over. Thank you for everyone to watching this video in this YouTube, as well as also you subscribe for my channel so that you could get more videos in your content. Thank you everyone.